Alright everybody, it's been about 2 weeks since I last started this thing up, and somehow over the 2 weeks this tire went flat and it unbeaded itself, so I'll have to put that back on. And towards the end of this video, if it don't get dark, we'll see if we can drive this thing around. I had to pull it out with the zero turn here. It's too hard to push because that flat tire, so I guess we can start on the tire first. This also gives me the chance to show y'all my Blue Point jack I just got today. This thing's really nice. I don't have a floor jack, or don't have a bottle jack, so I'm gonna have to use a floor jack. Hopefully I don't jack this thing up on the muffler. Alright, it's up. See if we can get this thing back on the bead. To pull these little covers off here. And there's a cotter pin right there. Alright, I'm gonna see if I can film this good with one hand. So all you gotta basically do is flatten that out. And I got a brand new one, so I guess it won't really matter if I bend this one. Alright, so there's that one. Now, we should be able to take this washer off. It's stuck on there. Alright, let me fight with this thing for a minute. Alright, we got this washer off here. I'm gonna pull this tire off here. Alright, I pulled it off, but my bearing come out with it, unfortunately. Hopefully we can get that fixed. Shouldn't be too hard. We'll figure that out. But anyway, let's take this in the shop and see if I can get it reseated on the bead. Alright, I got my air gun hooked up to it. I'm gonna do this off film because I ain't really got a good way of showing y'all what I'm doing here. But basically, I'm just gonna try to take this rim, push it all the way against this, hit the trigger on this, and hopefully this inflates. Alright, well that was pretty easy. I got it back on the bead. I'm gonna get some soapy water and I'm gonna spray around the tire and see if I can find the leak. Found it. There on there. That's pretty quick. Let's go ahead and see what else is on it. It's bad right there. Well, unfortunately, it's just gonna have to leak for a while because I don't have any tire sealant. We can't forget about this bearing here, so we're going to slip that back in there. Try to get some grass out of it. Alright, we're going to get this thing back on here. There we go. I got a new cotter pin here since I warped that other one up. It's pretty easy to install these. You just find the hole and slip it through. Then take your pliers, grab the longer end at the bottom, and bend it like that. Make it extra secure, bend the other side, all the way up. Now all I gotta do is just let this thing down, and it's ready to go. I'm gonna see if I can jump this thing off again. We're gonna get the leaf blower out and blow this thing off first though. And to start this leaf blower, you just hit this primer bulb. Until it fills up with fuel. See, we got a little leak down here. Just noticed that. But turn it to the running position and we'll do full choke, and let's see if it'll start. Now that it's cleaned off, we're gonna see what we can do with it. I'm gonna take the hood off of this thing to make it easier to work on. Just take the screw out on each side. There's one on that side, and then there's two down here, but they're missing on this mower. Alright, now that I got the hood off, should be a whole lot easier to access to we're gonna refuel this thing, put the starter on it, or put the jump start set up on it, and we're gonna see if this thing will start. Alright, I'm gonna take this gas cap off, and we're gonna put just a little bit of gas in it, not much, because I don't think I'm gonna get far with this thing. That should be about enough. Get this cap back on. And we're going to get this jump pack. Alright, we'll see if it'll start. It'd help if I pulled the choke. Alright, we're going to see if this thing will drive. Alright, there y'all have it. It runs and it drives. Still need to do some work on the carburetor though, because it does surge some. Still needs to drive, still needs a deck belt and a gear for steering. But yeah, it works. And make sure y'all like and subscribe, and I will check y'all on the next one.